All right, everyone. My name is Eric Trosclair with On the Tigers. With me is number 42, Michael Ford. Michael, how's it going today, man?
Going great, going real good. Excited to do this again.
Awesome. Good deal. So, man, you kind of called for it. We finally had an LSU game that we could take off at halftime. And, we got a spread that was finally covered. And
Yeah.
it was an exciting game. It was a confidence-boosting game for players and fans alike. What were some things you saw in that game that you liked, Michael?
I definitely like the quick explosion of the running back we talked about last week, the freshman. I enjoy watching that. And I enjoy just LSU getting back to dominating the team. They dominated, like we said last week, was able to I literally cut the game off at halftime. And I enjoy seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good. It was refreshing to see LSU come out and just take it to an opponent, the way that we've been used to them doing. So, man, like you talked about, the young man, Caden Durham, I mean, he came out first play from scrimmage and just busted one. And then a couple drives later did the same thing. And, man, Josh Williams is really coming along right now. He had a touchdown, and Nuss is just everything we could have asked for and more, in my opinion. And also, Kyron Lacey continues to do big things, as well as Aaron Anderson. I find that Aaron's really putting together a really good season so far. I know we kind of touched on that last week, but anybody else you want to talk about? Anybody? What do you think about Josh Williams so far? He's starting to really pick up some steam.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked his game too. To me, what I like is like I said last time, like he's that guy that's going to set the tempo. And I think that's always good to have in the running back room is a tempo guy, the change of pace guy. And I believe last week that's what they had. They had the guy to go in and just hit the defense. And then when another guy come in, change your pace, you don't know what you're getting. And it throws you off a little bit, throws that defense off.
Right. Yes, absolutely, man. It's good to have that 1-2 punch. I agree 100%. Kind of reminds me like you and Spencer Ware, 1-2, good, solid, fresh legs.
Yep.
Definitely. So, man, also on the defensive side, guy I would like to bring up, Greg Penn the third, man, 14 total tackles. He was all over the field, as well as Whit Weeks. I'm sorry. He had a really good game as well. So, anybody else you'd like to talk about on the defensive side?
Weeks. Oh, man. I didn't want to say this because I don't know how they sound. They found their guy.
Mm-hmm.
They found Weeks. That's their guy. That's the guy. I think going forward, he's going to have the linebacker room it's set. It's set. I thought he did a phenomenal job of filling the hole, scraping, I thought he did his job.
Yeah, I agree, man. He definitely, he took the bull by the horns in that game. He stepped up in a big, big way. I agree 1,000,000%.
Yeah. I think that's the change on the defense that they need. That middle linebacker position is, and I don't know if most people know this, the middle linebacker position is very important. It's the quarterback of the defense. That guy's tempo because everything runs through the middle. He got to get the guy set. He got to make sure the D-line's set. Everything runs through there. So having a guy that can just stop the run and make the checks and get in the zones and stop everything across the middle, that's going to be game-changing for them this week going against Ole Miss.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's perfect time. And yes, I agree. So, man, LSU had a bye week last week. Talk to us about what's a bye week like as a player. Kind of take us behind the scenes if you wouldn't mind.
When I don't know what Brian Kelly does, but when I was in school with Les Miles, a bye week was almost camp. It was the hardest week of the season because of you're off for an entire week. So it's so many things you can get into. You can get in trouble because you can go out, you can eat, you can eat. You ain't doing things you're supposed to do. You can go home. So our week literally was it was game week for us. We went to practice and we practiced full pads like we were actual game and we were going at it every day. And there was no slack in that week. It was, I kid you not, it was bye week was harder than every other week. Mm-hmm. Because of the fact that you think in your mind you're off, but you're not off. You know, you don't want to give the opponent, you don't want to give yourself, you don't even want to give your body the moment to relax, because once you do, you can lose a step. And then that's why you see a lot of teams, they come next week off that bye week, they look sluggish, takes them a whole half to get back into the groove.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So you just kind of want to keep it moving, keep it pushing through that week, not really take a week off. Okay. I got you. Got you. So, man, looking ahead to Ole Miss this week, any Lane Kiffin team's always going to have a high-powered offense, and Jackson Dart is where it all starts at, and LSU fans are all too familiar with him. But you got Jackson Dart, Henry Parrish Jr., who's having a pretty good season, in the running back room, as well as Trey Harris, who's a Louisiana guy who ended up at Ole Miss in the wide receiver room, but he's a little dinged up right now. It's going to be interesting to see, if he's going to be up for this one or not. And then on the defensive side, you got Jaden Ivey coming off the edge, Perkins in the linebacker room, and then Amos in the defensive backfield. But these Ole Miss and LSU games, man, are always, it's always fun. It's always a good time. So, what's your opinion so far on Ole Miss this season?
Like you said, I think if you look at it, Lane Kiffin is going to always be an offensive guru, and to go with that, he brought Nick Saban to a national championship. So you going into this game, you still have to take in consideration that he knows what it takes to win, because he was under the Alabama national championship. So he knows how to prepare. He knows how to go under and have a big game. He knows how to bounce back from a game, a big win or a loss. So he has all the tools that it takes to get the program going. The thing I would say that scares me is the same thing when we play USC. I just hope we don't get into an offensive swinging contest with Lane Kiffin. Let's not try to see who has the best quarterback. Let's not see who has the best receivers. Let's not see who has the best tight end. Because we got Taylor is going for about to have the reception and the yards record.
Yes.
Record. So let's, we got a lot of games left. He's going to break that regardless. We know our receivers. We know what they are. We know they're great no matter what. Let's do what works and let's go in the game and win.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not try to prove, because I think the hardest thing about being a head coach is trying to please the players and please the fans. But no matter what, the fans is going to be happy with a win in a national championship, no matter how it comes.
Right. Correct. Yeah, I agree 100%. A win is a win is a win. That's it. Yep, absolutely. So looking at this Ole Miss defense, while they are very solid, they're kind of middle of the road in the SEC when it comes to passing yards per game. So kind of like you said, it might be the Nuss show again, but yeah, you don't want to get in a swinging fight with a Lane Kiffin offense, man. I definitely agree with that.
Because he'll come out, and that's the thing. A tough thing about playing like somebody like Lane Kiffin. You will study him all week, and then he comes to the game. He running a bunch of formations, motions, and everything. And you like, what just happened here? Like, what did you get this from?
Mm-hmm.
But he's, his strategic mind is just trying to get his best guys on the mismatch guys the whole entire time. And it's like, let's not get caught up in this and let's just play football.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Don't want to get in a chess match with him.
No.
So, man, LSU Ole Miss, Magnolia Bowl. Take us back, man. What does that Magnolia Bowl mean to you?
Oh man, for me, it always means a lot, because when I was playing, believe it or not, every game was a championship game for us, whether it was Vanderbilt or Ole Miss. We wanted to prove dominance, and like you said, there's certain games that, I'm not gonna lie, you have a little sentimental to it. Ole Miss, Arkansas, and Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Those weeks are big weeks, and when Tim Tebow was there, Florida was a big week where you just wanted to beat them. So definitely Ole Miss. Can't say it on here what we call them. Everybody know what we call them, the Ole Miss, but
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the memories that I have, playing in the game, and it's you always want to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that rival came from, but it's you feel it. You feel it. it's always it can go either way, and you just don't understand why. No matter how good as LSU is, no matter how bad Ole Miss is, it just seems like the game is always going to be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, correct. I went in 2014, I believe. That was 2014, and like you said, it was just a back and forth game. You know, the whole time it was just an electric atmosphere. That's one of my favorite games I've ever been to. Correct. So, man, take us back to the 2011 game, Ole Miss LSU. You yourself had 50 plus yards from scrimmage and a touchdown. What's your memories from that game?
Man, we offense didn't get a lot of burn that game. My memories from that game was that was the first time where I sat back and watched and said our defense was special. Like, I think defense scored maybe 2 touchdowns that game or something, or 2 fumble recoveries. Like, we just destroyed them. Mm-hmm. Like, almost we was on the sideline laughing. Like, it felt like everybody was in high school again, and you was just dominating kids, and it was like, this is unreal right now. Like, we're that good, and like we just went at them and it was just like, man, this is a special team right now.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, that was quite the game. I remember that one. I remember exactly where I was, and it was just like you said, it was just dominant from start to finish. It was, yes, absolutely. So, Michael, man, what's your favorite memory of Ole Miss? Ole Miss, LSU. Could be as a fan, could be as a player. What's your favorite Ole Miss, LSU memory?
Winning. Winning. I was never a guy. Remember the moments of the game. Like it'll be strange to say that. Like I have some memories, but it's just my memories is just the calling the play, breaking the huddle, and you get to hear the fans for a split second, and it's just like you get laser focused and everything leaves, and you don't remember any of it. It's just you get in this zone that everything cancel out, like you got Dre beats on your ears, and you got blindfolders on. It's just everything leaves. You just get in this zone. So it even give me chills just talking about how you just can get in this zone and you play the game, and it's just like water just flowing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. That's a good one. That's a good way to put it. That's awesome. Yeah. So, man, like you said, the fans, you could hear them for that split second, but this is going to be a big one, man. I hope that the fans show up. I hope they stay. I hope they stick around, and I hope they stay loud the whole time, and hope this is a fun one, man. 3.5 point spread. I think it's going to be a good one. What about yourself?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Like I said, my only thing is if we go in and do what we did last week. I felt like we went in with the mindset of disrespect South Florida. We're LSU, we're the big dogs, and there's nothing you can do or try to do to stop what we're going to do. I feel like if we go in with that mindset, we'll be fine. But I feel like if we go in and try to prove that we got the best quarterback, he's the Heisman, I think we're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I think we're going to, because our offense literally has a lot of weapons. There's a lot of weapons on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what you look at. Like you said, you got Anderson, you got 2 good receivers, you got 4 good running backs, you got a great tight end, you got a great offensive line. What they saying? We got 3 offensive linemen and couldn't go in the first round?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
I mean, it's talent across the board. So, like I said last week, if you just stick to what you know and what you do, they can go in and dominate Ole Miss.
Right. Correct. I agree, man. That's going to be the key to the game. Just play LSU football and stick to the plan, and we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, Michael, man, I appreciate you coming on with us. Thank you so much.
Man, I appreciate you. I really do.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
You too.